Hello. Do you know the product you bought the last time that didn't really meet your expectation wasn't just a mere accident? Yes, it wasn't a mere accident. The quality of most products are planned even before the products are ever made. In today's edition of the GH Biochemist, we'll be talking about a very important quality framework that ensures that the product you buy every day is of the best quality and meets the exact expectation that you want. We'll be talking about the Juran's Triology. The Juran's Triology. So let's dive in and look at what Dr. Joseph Juran meant when he talked about the Juran's Triology. It involves three main stages. That is quality planning. That's how we plan to meet our quality goals. Then quality control. That is how we control our processes to make sure we stay on track on what has been planned. And lastly, quality improvement, which helps you to find better ways to do even better than you did before. For the purposes of this video, we'll be maintaining our focus on quality planning. In subsequent videos, we'll talk about quality control and quality improvement so we get to understand the full picture. What then is quality planning? Quality planning is simply a proactive approach of identifying what your customer wants, that's the customer needs, and designing your product and processes in order to meet those needs. We'll be talking about the various steps that goes into quality planning. We'll be looking at how quality planning is carried out using a fizzy drink production line as an example. The first step in quality planning is the identification of your customers. In order to plan quality very well, you need to ask, who are my customers? And when we talk about customers, there are two categories of customers that we need to know about. The first is the internal customers, which are the various departments or units within the organization that come together in order to bring about the final product. Then we have the external customers, which can be your final consumers, your distributors, and even your regulators. One important tool that can help us in the identification of our customers is what is known as the SIPOC diagram. The SIPOC diagram. We'll talk about the SIPOC diagram in subsequent videos. After you discovered your customers, the next step you'd have to take is to discover the customer needs. Every customer in your organization has peculiar needs that they want you to fulfill. Taking the fizzy drink line as an example, the customers might demand you giving them the right volumes, the right amount of fizz. They might want some neatly packed products. Your regulators might need you to comply with some particular specifications. And to be able to do this, one important tool that you will need is what we call the VOC. The VOC, which is the voice of the customer. What the voice of the customer will help you to do is to gather enough data on what your customers are saying. So you can do a brainstorming session. You can go out and ask them. You can actually use the feedback from your website. All this in aim to gather enough information about what your customer wants. You can then come and also use a very important tool, also known as the affinity diagram. The affinity diagram. The affinity diagram would help you to gather your VOC into particular topics. So the number of data you've gathered might stem from different areas of your business, but the affinity diagram will help you to group them so you can concentrate on each part and give the best to your customer. After you've gotten your voice of the customer, the next step is to translate the voice of the customer into what is known as the CTKs. The CTKs refer to the critical to quality parameters. Now, the VOCs might be very random languages, but there are particular languages that your business is operating in. Let's say with a fizzy drink line, your customers are saying they want bottles that do not leak. You can translate this into a CTQ, which would mean that you would have to use a particular tag strength in the lid of the bottle. It might mean that you have to use a particular quality of the packaging material. So your VOCs would have to be translated into your CTQs. Once we get to understand our product features, the next stage in the quality planning process is to design our processes. Designing your processes will mean that you are creating a process that is capable of giving you the desired quality and the desired feature that your customers have requested for. And in designing your process, it would mean selecting the right products, the right methods, gaining the right technologies, employing the right people with the technical know-how, and ensuring that they are all aligned to deliver quality consistently. The last and final stage in the quality planning process is to establish metrics and benchmarks. This stage defines how performance will be measured to ensure customer requirements are met. In our feed drink production line, that would mean setting our quality parameters such as our expected pH, our expected fill volume, our expected defect rate, the torque strength of our bottles, and our regulatory compliance. So we have to put numbers to this to ensure that we are meeting our set standards or meeting all the quality parameters we have planned and talked about in this video. So this video, as you all know, was brought to you by the GH Biochemist. Do well to subscribe and enjoy subsequent videos. We will talk about quality control in our next video. Stay tuned.